But the Malthusian doctrine is based on a very low-level analogy. So the analogy is essentially this. If you put a microorganism in a Petri dish, so it has enough agar, enough food substrate so that it can thrive, it will multiply to the point where it consumes all of its resources, and then it will catastrophically collapse. But here's the fundamental difference between human beings and other creatures. We can innovate, and we can produce variants of ourselves that can die instead of us. So on the innovation front, and these things are tied together, because we can think, because we can transform cognitively, we don't have to die or vary genetically. We can transform cognitively. That's our niche. And the fact that we can transform cognitively means that we can make constant scarcity into variable plenitude. And we've done that constantly. Things we regard as natural resources, hydrocarbons, for example, oil, gas, those things were of zero value in 1820. Zero. They weren't natural resources at all. It wasn't until we figured out how to use them, how to substitute them for whale oil, for example, that they became this unbelievable source of wealth that was immediately available everywhere. It was a cognitive transformation and revolution. And there's no end to the degree to which we can use that cognitive revolution to increase plenitude. And that's exactly why, for example, that every baby born today will produce 7 times as much as they consume. Now, you might say at some scale, there's going to be some limit to plenitude, but it isn't obvious at all that what that's going to be. And it certainly isn't obvious that we've reached that limit. And that's especially true when you consider the possibility of computation, because we're in this situation now where our computing resources, which take up, comparatively little resources and energy, are multiplying at a rate that's absolutely beyond comprehension. And we have no idea how much we're going to know in 10 years. So the Malthusian notion, there isn't anything about the Malthusian notion that's correct, except for yeast and bacteria.